Good morning, my dear viewers, and welcome to the season finale of the Today's Woman Show. Yes, as I mentioned last week, today is the last episode in the current season of the show. And of course, I have to make sure it stays in your mind for months to come so that you're waiting patiently to watch us when we return. Now, first things first, my quote for the morning, and it's from Ralph Waldo Emerson. Finish each day and be done with it. You have done what you could. Some blunders and absurdities no doubt crept in. Forget them as soon as you can. Tomorrow is a new day. You shall begin it serenely and with too high a spirit to be encumbered with your old nonsense. The Today's Woman Show is brought to you by courtesy of Cousins Baby. For every baby, there's a Cousins Baby. And Woodine, Le Créateur. Please stay tuned. Welcome back to Today's Women Show. If you want to leave us your thoughts for what you think you want when we get back in September, please do so. Go to our Facebook and Twitter pages. I'd like to acknowledge my sponsors once more. And they're Cousins Baby. For every baby, there's a Cousins Baby. And Woodine, Le Créateur. Now, guess what? My guest. Viewers, I have in the studio with me the Lioness of Africa, Wiyaala. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
I love the way I say Wiyaala. It's such a lovely name. And it means what?
The doer is actually Wiyaala Rejimba, but it's too long.
Do you believe there's something in a name?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Did you see yourself as a young 5-year-old, 6-year-old becoming the star you are today?
No, not really.
Not at all.
It was just a dream, big one. So big that some people say you are dreaming. But, well, if you don't dream, how will you make
Exactly.
it? Yes.
Exactly. But you had a passion for football growing up?
Yes.
So you were a real tomboy?
I just loved playing with the boys, not the girls. I didn't know why. Even when the boys are wrestling, I just go.
I'm surprised to see you in a frock today. I expected.
You know, it's today's woman, so I have to bring out the woman in me today. So,
so you're a real tomboy.
Yes, and I remember during Christmas, I would prefer jeans, sneakers, t-shirts to dresses. And my father didn't want to worry me. He was like, oh, maybe with time she'll just forget about me. You know, she's young. But as I grew older, it was even getting more and more. And he was like, oh, okay, maybe you should go and become a soldier. I said, no. I love to play football. I love to do all the boy.
But there's a feminine side to you.
I think I'll do music. I love music. I draw, I paint, I design.
But did he encourage that in you?
I think deep down he wasn't that
comfortable.
Deep down he wasn't feeling bad, but he wasn't sure because he would say, I don't have the kind of money to push you, and music is a big thing and you are a young woman. I don't want any man out there taking advantage of you, blah, blah. Just go to school, get a degree, you know, settle down, have kids, marry a good man and all that. And I'm like, yeah, but
that's not you.
Yes, I want to be independent, you know, working for myself. I'm not really the office kind of person. So I just love to be doing things with my hand.
You're very creative.
Very creative.
You're very creative.
So if I'm not using my hand, maybe I should use my legs to play football. Or if I'm not, then I should dance or sing. Yes, I just loved art and entertainment. That was just.
But you released your first album that was self-funded, from what I.
Yes.
How did that go?
Wow, it went well. I became very popular. It wasn't the best video.
How old were you then?
I think I was 20, 21.
Okay.
And I met this producer, Raz Binge. I'll forever be grateful. He just invested little with his camera, just me, the two of us. Then we traveled to Tachima to do our studio recording. Okay, we had an agreement. Okay, you take this percentage, I take this.
He didn't cheat you.
He didn't cheat me. I have to be very honest. He's like one of the few people you find out there
who was very honest.
Yes, and he was also into producing just the local artists, very local music. And even when I had the songs written in English, he was like, I have to be very honest with you, I can't produce this. This is too big for me. Just do something traditional. And I think by doing the traditional music, I also discovered my other side when it comes to African music. I could sing my local dialect to any instrumentation. So that has also added a lot to my music today.
But did you ever train in any instruments? Did you at all?
No.
Not at all. So everything is a natural talent?
Natural talent. I'll go buy CDs, Whitney, Celine Dion, Michael Jackson. When when they're singing, sometimes you have the words on
scrolling at the bottom
the words
of it.
live, and also get up. Oh, people in the compound house will be like, oh, there she goes again. She's making noise. This girl, oh,
you were troublesome.
I was really troublesome, but a lot of people were afraid to even tell me, oh, you are making noise, because the face was always like, not smiling. Don't even mess around with me.
Because, I would say, watching the videos and seeing you are such a strong person.
Yes.
That's the sort of image that comes through.
But I used to be a bit...
And look at you, so soft and so feminine sitting over here.
Yeah, well...
It was a thing for survival, really,
yes,
wasn't it?
Yes, and at a point I realized that if you don't fight for yourself, nobody is going to come fighting for you. So it just hit me one day, and I said, you know what? Enough of trying to fit in. I am no longer going to listen too much to, do this. This is. I'll follow my heart.
Okay.
And ever since I did that,
that's what's brought you this far.
Yes.
Now, a lot bus loads, day in, day out, come from the north with girls whose future for them is headquarters, Kaya women in the markets.
Yes.
You took that journey, but you sought a brighter future.
Yes.
What was the difference between you and those girls?
Well, I would say my education. I had basic education, and there were a lot of things that nobody needed to tell me what to do, because my educational background had given me that knowledge not to do this, do that, do this.
But you speak very well.
Yes, and a lot of this I had to do on my own. And my parents, I should say, because they are educated. Well, they are not that educated like big, but the little education they had, they have been, especially my mom, they have been able to push me. And when it got to that point where they couldn't anymore due to financial
constraints,
yes, I just had to do something for myself. And when I decided to travel from Wa to Accra, I knew what was going to happen. I had it at the back of my mind. I know it's not going to be easy. I'm going to face a lot of challenging. So
you were coming from the north. Did you have family to come and lodge with? Did you? Who were you coming to stay with?
I did have family, but they had their own problems with their children, and you wouldn't want to come and add up and be a burden. So I told myself, if I'm coming to Accra to audition for Stars of the Future music, I better plan well. I come, I audition, I go back. When I finally got into Stars of the Future, I had gotten admission into the Polytechnic. My sister had also gotten admission into the University of Winneba.
Okay.
But financial
constraints again.
One had to step down for the other to
person.
Go. So I said, oh, me. I want to do art and so let me just go and do my music. And I heard, oh, when you get money, you do. I said, okay, then I can come back. But I didn't get through. The second time I got through, but the final day I didn't win. And a lot of people showed interest. I had calls. They wanted to manage me, but it looks like it was just the hype. After a while,
it all died.
It all died, and I even became more frustrated.
I can imagine it just crashed.
It's like your whole life is going. So I went back home, and I was still thinking of what to do. Some people were still showing interest that, okay, we'd like to buy some of your songs, your local songs. So I was going to work on that and plan my future, probably
living up in Wa.
Yeah, living in Wa. But something was still saying, this is not the place I want to be. God, please.
Big city, bright lights.
Yes.
It was calling, beckoning.
I just heard Gollywood. Oh, there's a place where by then it's under the youth employment. You go, you learn how to act, model, and do all that. Papa.
You went.
I said, I am what did you say? Free? This opportunity will not go anywhere. I just packed my bags, everything.
And went?
Yeah, yes. While I was waiting for the semester to be over, then I can probably go back, because I had deferred the course. So I went to Gollywood, and I made sure I carried my CD everywhere I went. Then in the classroom, there was this lecturer from the UK. He was teaching us how to act. And then sometimes he would say, oh, the class is boring. Somebody should come and do something.
And then you would get volunteer.
So I did it. And I quickly showed him my CD. This is what I do. He said, wow, I'm going to take a look at it. He went home. He did. He said, wow, there's something in your music. You have a very powerful voice. Let me see how far I can take you. But it all depends on you, if you are serious and you have the right mind. He went back to the UK. He brought some PA system just specially for me to sing. He said, look, I believe in what you are doing. I'm going to invest. Whether I make my money back or not, I'll just
invest in you.
Because I think you have something that the world
needs to see.
Yes. So one day I just had a text message again. What the phone icons? They want to become a star, blah, blah, blah. I said, I'm not going again. I'm not, because this is what I want to do. He said, oh, try it. But he's going to be I'm going to be in a group and all that. He said, you know, if you want something, sometimes you just have to do a bit of
sacrifice.
Yeah, just sacrifice. Okay. So I went, I auditioned. But then I had sung songs, big songs, and I was doing so well. So I just used that as an opportunity. So I selected big songs with my group members. This time around, I was like, I'm not even taking prisoners. You know, I'm going to.
You killed it.
Killing the show. No mercy for anybody. So whenever I thought it was time for me and my group members to perform, I gave my best. And even when we had problems with it, I'll just calm down and say, you know what, you are right. Let's just do this. So at that point, I realized that it wasn't about me anymore. If you want to win, you have to work with you.
You had to work as a group.
So I worked and worked. And at the end of the day, we won the competition. And I finally got...
How did you feel?
Wow. I wanted to cry, but the tears refused to flow because I'm sure God wants to know. Just enjoy. No crying here today. Because I couldn't believe. I was winning double. I won 20,000, a car, and then highest excess car again. 2 cars.
You won 2 cars?
Yes, my manager was voting so mad that he won the highest excess.
You won 2 cars. You won 2 cars?
Yes.
From somebody who had to take transport from Wiyaala to Accra.
I couldn't believe it. Now, so I was thinking, everything now double. Oh, now everything came double. And I was like, wow, I think the hard work has really paid. But that wasn't the end.
You have been going from strength to strength since
after
then.
After a year, I went solo to now do the
what
real...
Wiyaala really wants to do.
Yes.
And how has it been so far since 2011?
It's been great. It's been great. It's still hard work, and you have to keep moving and pushing because I just can't be comfortable where I am. Because if you want to,
you've got to push the bar each time.
Push because
you have to push the bar each time.
A lot of countries are seeing my music, and my music has gone international. And to match up to this kind of expectations that people
have of you,
it
means
have
a lot
to
of
step
work.
up your game. So every day I keep rehearsing so that when I go out there, I don't disgrace myself.
I mean, for me, you've done a great honor of singing on the Queen's birthday.
Yes.
And for somebody like you, how did that feel when you were asked to do it?
Wow.
A real honor.
When I was a small girl, I used to sing, I'm going to London to see the Queen. Because I couldn't
see the what?
Queen. I couldn't say Queen.
Oh, God have mercy.
I'll say Queen when my mother will be laughing. And little did I know one day I'll probably be singing.
Oh, my God.
Just to mark her birthday.
Just to mark her birthday.
Yeah.
But let's get a little serious here.
Yes.
You're very passionate about the girl-child education. Yes. Why do you have that passion? Where does it stem from? Or what does it stem from?
I think growing up in Wiyaala town and later moving to the village where no electricity, nothing. My grandfather by then was the chief. He died a couple of years ago. So when we went to the village, it was a different life. I was 12, 14, 15 years. And when I went to the village, things were different. Even in town, things weren't that great, even though we had electricity and everything. So going to the village, no lights, you see life is so different there. Nobody takes education seriously. Even the boys sometimes are asked to go to the farm or to take care of the cattle. And the girls, for them, they didn't even have any
livelihood, nothing.
Yeah.
They don't do anything.
You do what your parents
tell
say,
you to do.
Especially the men. Sorry, I'm saying the men because they dominated and they are still dominating in some. So you go to the classroom, you sit, you are learning with a girl. Within a couple of weeks, the girl is missing. You see, they are making pom.
She's getting married.
She's getting married. Within some few days, she's pregnant. She'll give birth to a child, and you see her, she looks even older than your grandmother. She doesn't do anything. She sits in the market on the floor like that, selling pepper, everything with the
hair tied and everything.
The child breastfeeding and all that. I look at these girls. By then, I'm more like, okay, I just came from the town, so I'm one of my town girl. But at a point, the village village life got into me. And my parents still insisted that we go to school, and we did. And you see these girls, how come that they have no say? Why can't they say no?
I've always wondered why a lot of them come down, but it obviously makes...
They are all running away from
something.
Yes.
Either from poverty or from marriage and things like
I'll
that.
say 99% is marriage because they are all forced to get married.
But you know, you have a voice.
Yes.
Do you reach out to these people, especially those who come to Accra? Because those who come to Accra must know that there is a better future for them here than just to be a Kaya girl.
Yes, I've always wanted this voice, and I think I have it, and it's even getting bigger and bigger.
I think you should.
And my concern is, I even want to stop them before they even get here.
You should start a foundation.
Yeah, I do have
a foundation.
Yes, I registered everything, but now it's time to do the work, because for me, I always say action speaks louder than words. A lot of people say you talk, but I want to do it, and I'm working on a project. I want to start so that people will see before I now make the noise.
What's the future for Wiyaala?
Well, musically, I pray and I hope I get to the top, and when I get to the top, people see that I'm doing a good job, and I get the respect for it, and I get the voice, because when you get respect, that's when people listen to you. So all this I'm doing, I just want a voice. The voice that when I say this, people will do. Just like Oprah Winfrey.
Yes.
And I think if I can do that, even though maybe it's just a small community, but I think I might end up saving hundreds. Instead of maybe just saying...
But you never know. You can't limit. Don't limit yourself. Don't limit yourself, because you do it 100. I always tell people it's all about the ripple effect.
Yes.
So a little becomes bigger and becomes bigger and becomes bigger. For me, I'm a convert today. I'm a Wiyaala fan.
Thank you.
Okay, and I'm so honored that you had found time to come onto the show.
I'm very happy to be here.
And you are today's woman.
Wow, woman, that's a big word. So I'm really
you are today's woman. We're really happy. We wish you the very best for the future.
Much.
You can come on here anytime and use this as a platform to let your voice be heard.
Thank you very much.
God bless you.
God bless you too.
Well, viewers, I'm sure you've enjoyed Wiyaala's story, and I hope you've been as inspired as I have been.